I didn't pick this really. It kind of chose me more than I chose it. So I had an older brother. I still have an older brother. But he passed away when he was 19 years old, and I was 16. And I just pretty much did everything that he did, and he drew and painted and stuff. So it was always the competition. I just wanted to always do something that's better, better than he could. So he was probably the reason that I played in the world of the arts. And then also I had a great high school teacher, this guy Ed Bolton, who when I went to look for my brother, he was a senior, I was a freshman. I went to look for my brother in the art class, and he said, "Hey, your brother has talent. It means it's probably in your family. Why don't you sit down and let me show you a few things." And when he did, I was like, well, if I have a chance to beat my brother in anything, I'm gonna try it. So I did, and quite honestly, nothing. But it wasn't like I was a success at all. Very much just kind of putting one foot in front of the other. We're a house full of athletes is really the deal, and so I wanted to get off the Cape, and I just decided, okay, I've got to get scholarships didn't come my way that I thought they would through athletics. And then, so I got accepted to Southeastern Mass University, and they said, "So, what are you going to take as a major?" And I was like, I'm going to be an artist because that's the only thing I think I can actually make it through and get a degree, and play basketball, and run around and do all the social activities. That's what I was really into more than anything by that time. And one of the professors came to me and said, "Hey, look, I went to your basketball game the other day. You're a pretty good player, but you're not going to make it as a pro. And this is the area that you should pay attention to because you're really good." And that was the first time that anybody actually said that to me. And then they kind of took me under their wing a little bit and showed me their homes. They took me around and said, you can be a professor. This is what you can have. Oddly enough, of course, I grew up on Cape Cod. My biggest time was on the Cape here in Osterville at that. So they were bringing me to their houses and showing me all their, how I could live. And I was like, that's not nearly enough for what I'm, used to seeing. I want to live like those guys that live out on the ocean and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, no, I'd rather paint. I'd rather be a painter than a teacher. And I'd rather actually, those who can do and those who can't teach. That was my thoughts back in those days, and a little naive, little young, but that was the reason why I started pushing forward. And at one point in my career in undergrad, uh, I actually had to meet with all these professors who came to me and brought me to their homes. And I said to them, "I promise you one thing: I'll never stop painting. I don't know what that means, but I'll just never stop doing this because I enjoy it that much." And yeah, here we are, still doing it.